guys, this is Christy Fulk with Create with Christy. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the U.S. While today's video is an introduction to my current online class I'm doing, it's the Waves of the Ocean online class. This is new product that's available right now from Stampin' Up! And I wanted to be able to make a whole class out of this because it is so much fun. And this is the first card I've made, so I'm going to teach you how to make this in a few minutes. But first I want to tell you about the class. There are 3 different options. 2 of them are for USA only, but then the third one is the video only option. That's for anybody worldwide that wants to get that one. So if you want to get this class, just look down the video description and click on the online class link below, and you can pick the option you want. Now, I love this card. Have you ever had a card in your head and sometimes it turns out the way you want to, sometimes not so much, but this one actually turned out better than I thought it would. I love it when that happens. I'm really happy with this, and I love the colors of this paper. I think that's what makes me like it so much, is the colors in this paper. It is so pretty. Now, if you'd like to stamp along with me, just look down the video description below for the link to the post that I have on my blog, and you will find all the supplies that you need, a list there, and you'll also find the dimensions of all the paper and cardstock there if you've already got this bundle. And if you don't, then like I said, make sure you check out my class before you order this, because you'll have ideas, at least 4 cards. Well, there'll be 4 cards in the class. So you have at least have those 4 ideas plus this one. And I'm sure I'll be making some more to share with you too. So let's go ahead and get started. Now, the first option of my class is the complete class. And the complete class comes with the Waves of Inspiration bundle. Isn't this really cool? I love the ocean waves on this. So if you have any beach or ocean vacation pictures to scrapbook, you just love the beach and love to make cards and different projects with it, you're going to want to get this. So we've got this here. And when you get the complete class, you get all the cardstock and the envelopes absolutely free. I'm not charging for that if you get the complete class, because you'll be getting this bundle here. So that's what the price includes. And you also will get a 1/4 pack of the designer series paper. And let me get these out of the way. So it does come in a 12 by 12 pack, but you'll be getting a 1/4 of it. So you get they'll each 6 by 12 inch pieces. Let me do it this way so you can see the whole thing. So here's this with this side. We've got this one. Isn't this cool? I mean, it just screams ocean, doesn't it? This one, you get really artistic with this set. And then the colors in this paper are Calypso Coral, Coastal Cabana, Daffodil Delight, Granny Apple Green, Night of Navy, Pacific Point, and Petal Pink. But aren't they gorgeous? This is the one I used on my card. Then we've got this one here. So such a pretty pack of designer series paper. And in the class, you'll also get a 1/4 pack of the blue foil specialty paper. And there are 3 different colors. It is 12 by 12 pack, but you're going to get 1 each of the colors in a 6 by 12 inch piece. So here is the silver color. And then, wait for it, you're going to love these colors. This one's Pacific Point. Isn't that gorgeous? And this one is Coastal Cabana. So I'll put those like this. So you'll get a 1/4 pack of these. And when you make the cards, you're going to have some extra designer series paper and foil to make other projects with. This also gives you a taste of what the paper looks like. And if you want to get more, you can. And then you're also going to get a full pack of the Waves Rhinestones. This is the Basic Jewels. Aren't those pretty? You can't see all the colors. Now, it says there's 6 colors, and there are, but they only list 3 of the colors. So I know there's Night of Navy and Pacific Point, because these are just a little different. And then there's Coastal Cabana. And then there are these 3 in the middle. I'm sure that is Granny Apple Green. And one of these is probably Pool Party, and I'm not sure what the other one is. So probably just not exact, so that's why they didn't list those. But this is definitely, I'm sure that's Granny Apple Green. So get those a little closer. See, there, I think you can see the colors better that way. So that is everything you get in the class, plus the supplies to make 4 cards. So there's your bundle that you would get, the foils, and then all of the designer series paper and the gems. And you get all this for $95, and that includes priority shipping. That's already figured in the price. And I think that, and the 4 cards, the videos, you'll get 2 videos that'll do each video, show you how to make 2 of the cards. And I always do a special card video. That one will include fun folds and or techniques. And then the other one has 2 regular cards, and that's what the other video would be about. And you also get a little PDF ebook that gives you all the dimensions and a supply list, so that way you can make these cards again if you want to in the future. So I hope you would like that class. Now, if you already have this bundle, my second option is to get everything but the bundle. So you would get all of this. And I can't remember the price off the top of my head, so I'll put that at the bottom of the screen. I forgot to get that. But you would get the same thing. You get the quarter pack of the designer series paper, quarter pack of the foils, and a full pack of the rhinestones. And when I say the card supplies, that's the cardstock, any ribbon I might add to them, and things like that. So I hope you can join that class. And then there, of course, is my video only option that you get the videos and nothing else. Now, also that second option I just showed you, you do also get that ebook I told you about, and it does include the shipping and the price. So let's go ahead and get started with the card. Okay, let's go ahead and get the bundle out again so I can tell you what stamps you need. You need the big ocean stamp. Of course, we had to use that. You're going to use your Strength is an Inspiration and the Stork stamp. And with the dies, you're going to need, there are 2 different ones here. One is a little flatter and one's a little rounder. I want the one that's a little bit rounder, so we're going to use this one. And we also need this die. The die cuts the stork out. And we need the bigger of the 2 labels. So those are all the dies you need. But I'm also using the Layering Circles dies. And I'm going to be using the largest circle die. And you can find these in the annual catalog. Now, one thing I did forget to tell you, the bundle here is going to be available in the new catalog. But that designer series paper, the blue foil, and the gems that I showed you that are part of my class, those are only available during the promotion or while supplies last, so they could sell out before May 2nd. So you want to make sure you get a hold of those because that paper's gorgeous. Okay, first off, let's get some stamping done. Now, you don't have to have a Stampin' Pierce mat. I use it all the time when I stamp because I think it just gives a better support for our stamps and they stamp a lot better. So let's grab a piece of basic white. This one is 3.5 by 4 3/4. And we're going to grab the big wave stamp and the Pacific Point ink pad. Open this up. And then whenever I do a big stamp, I always ink it up this way so I can tell that I'm getting it all inked up. And that looks pretty good. Now, when I stamp this, we're not, of course, not going to get the whole wave. But I'm going to bring it down probably close to the middle, like so. And that looks about right. I want to have a lot of this wave right here in the middle of the paper. Okay, hold that down for a few seconds. Isn't that cool? I love the detail of that. So I'll put that to the side. Now we need to grab one of the little pieces. These are 1.5 by 3.5. I'm going to grab the stork and use a soft suede ink pad. And we'll just stamp this near the center, like so. Doesn't matter if it's in the middle because we're going to be die cutting that. And I did get a little mark there. No big deal. I'm die cutting, like we said, we're die cutting that. Let's go ahead and get the other pieces, 3.5 by 1.5, and grab the Your Strength is an Inspiration. And we'll grab the Pacific Point ink pad again. And we'll stamp that close to the middle. Okay. Don't worry about being crooked. Can't talk today. And I will be die cutting that out. And I think that is all. Oh, no, we have to grab the inside. That's right. This is a 4 by 5 1/4 inch piece of basic white. And I'm going to stamp this little guy again. And we're going to put him in the bottom right corner. Okay. Oops, I made a boo-boo on that one. I think that happened from the last time. So I'm going to take my finger and take some of that off here. This time I'm going to turn this over. I get a lighter touch if I do it this way, and I tend to not get it on the rubber there. This should do just fine. Oh, much better. Okay. So we've got that there. That's all the stamping we need to do. But now we're going to do just a little bit of coloring. I'm grabbing my Bumblebee Stampin' Right marker. Now, this is one of the colors that's retiring. So if you don't have the set of markers, the 2020 to 2022 in colors, make sure you get these Stampin' Right markers before they sell out, because once they sell out, they're going to be gone forever. So we're going to put these here. And that is all the coloring we're going to do. We're just going to do his little beak. And I'm going to go ahead and grab this one here too. And we'll color his beak in here. So that is all the coloring I'm going to make you do. Because I thought storks are usually white, so we'll keep him white. And if you look real close, this colors this in pretty good. So there's really no reason. It's got all the shading done for you, so there's no reason to color in the post that he's on. And I thought, I don't want this just to be white. It needs a little something more. So I'm going to grab my Pool Party and a blending brush. And I'm just going to lightly put some around him. If I get a little Pool Party on him, that's okay. It definitely is okay if you do it on the posts. But I'm still trying to go around him a little bit. So I'm just going to have a little bit of a blue glow around him. Just in this bottom corner. I'm not going to cover up the whole piece. This is just going to make him look a little more special. And I like it having little blotches because it makes it look like there are little clouds around him. So hopefully you can see that. It's a little hard to tell in the picture. So one thing about videos, but I love this little blue aura he has around him. And when I put this together, I thought that's just too much white around here. So we are going to do this way. Do that Pool Party again. Now with this, I'm going to go across like this, but I'm going to start off the paper and then go on the cardstock. Because sometimes when you put it down, you get a big blob right there. If you start off, then it's going to be a nice smooth effect when you're going across. So grab some more ink here. My Pool Party was used in my live stamp camp last night, so it might be drying out. There, it's doing better now. Isn't this looking cool? And I'm going to add a little bit more here in the middle. There we go. But that puts the little Pool Party behind those waves. There we go. So that's got that on there. Okay, before we get that die cutting machine out, I want to show you how to get this foil ready for your wave that we're going to be die cutting. This is a 4 3/4 by 2.5 inch piece. I used the Coastal Cabana. Let me get the light a little better. There we go. That's the Coastal Cabana foil. And I got the same size of the adhesive sheets. Oh, and that's another thing that comes in the class. Totally forgot that. You're going to get a full sheet, which is 6 by 12 of the adhesive sheets to use. So that's also included in the class. So there are strips on this. So what we're going to do, we're going to turn this over. And this is, I can't remember if I said this, the same size. So it's a 4.5 by, 4 3/4 by 2.5 too. So I'm going to pull this strip off. And we're going to put it on the back. And just line it up here on this edge here. Put that down. I'm going to turn this around. Take the last strip off. And we'll do the same thing here. We're just going to put it right here. Bottom. So that is ready for our die cutting now. So now let's get our die cutting machine out. Okay, this is our Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. In case you haven't used it before, for die cutting you need plate number 1. That's the fat base platform. Then the thin number 2. That's a die plate. And then you need a standard cutting plate number 3. Let's go ahead and grab the waves. Not the waves yet, but they will be. And we will put this on here. Now, this is going to be wider than what we need it. When I first made this, I die cut it like this. And this little piece here ended up not being connected at all. So I'm going to go and I did put it back on. It worked out okay. But this way, it'll keep all this intact. So that's why we're doing it that way. So this is definitely wider than we need it. But we'll trim it off and it'll be easy to do. So we'll go ahead and put this down. So always make sure the foil is facing up. Cut this through here. And all these little pieces, they're not real little, but they come out pretty quick, as you can see, even with the adhesive sheets. Sometimes when you have adhesive sheets, not all the pieces come out. And then let me grab which is no big deal, because then when you take the paper backing off, they all come out anyway. So I'm going to poke a couple of these holes here to get this started. There are a lot of little strips. But I found it easier to start up here with the big wave, and then you can take all of these long ones off. So isn't that gorgeous? Like I said, we've still got this piece here. There we go. Isn't that neat? I love that. So I'll put that to the side. Let me get all these pieces off of here. The die out of the way. Now we're going to grab the last 2 things we need to die cut. The Your Strength is an Inspiration and our stork. Here is the label. And those words fit perfectly inside here. And I can see me using this label die on with a lot of different stamp sets. It's a really good size. I'm going to put some of my Post-it tape. That's what I use to hold my dies down. And then we've got our stork. Line him up. I love having dies for these images. Get that lined up good, okay. And then I'll put some tape on him too. Since they're long, that's why I'm using two. A lot of times I'll just use one, but when they're long like this, that way one end doesn't move on me while I'm die cutting. Oops, there we go. I had some foil stuck to that one still. Run this through. And we are going to be all done with the die cutting machine already. So we'll take this out, and I'll take the paper off later so you don't have to sit and watch me take the tape off. So there are the two things that we die cut. Isn't that label cool? I really like that. I forgot about our circle. So we've got this paper here. This is going to look a little different from my original because there's a different section of the paper, but I liked having the blue on the top. So I'm going to put this down here. I'm grabbing that largest circle die from the Layering Circles, and we're going to put that up here. I'm going to center it definitely from the left and right, and probably have the top be about the same width as these also. Then I'm going to grab some of that tape again. I guess I should have taken it off those dies because I need it now. Okay, I think one will probably be plenty for this one. So put it right here. Hold that down for me. And we'll run this through because we got to make that window. I almost forgot about that. Pop that out. And I am going to keep this circle. I probably will use that because I thought that looked pretty cool when I did my first card. So I'm going to hold on to that one. But the only thing we need for this card is this section here. Okay, now we're done with the die cutting machine. Okay, now I want you to grab the wave that we stamped earlier. And then I want you to grab this pretty guy right here. Now on here you can, it might be a little hard to see, but I see a little line here. So I know that's where those adhesive sheets came together. So I'm going to start peeling them off. Once you get it going, it's a lot easier. So we've got that off. And like I said in the earlier, you do get a full sheet. It's a 6 by 12 inch of the adhesive sheets in my option 1 and option 2 classes. So that way you can do this. It's a lot, just seems easier with the adhesive sheets. So you're making your own sticker. Now I didn't get it. I can tell I still have the backing on this part. With all these strips, there are a lot of little sections to take them off. There we go. So now I'm going to line this up like so. Just gently put it down. I'm not pushing down real hard yet. That looks pretty good. It's not going to line up perfectly, but waves aren't supposed to be perfect. Okay, so we've got that on here. And then I'm going to trim these little ends off here. So just turn out your cardstock over. Get these out of the way. So there is some adhesive on these, just so you don't lay those on something that you want to use later, and it rips up your paper. Got this end here to come off. And there we go. Oops, that was one of the strips I cut off. Isn't that gorgeous? I love the shine on this. Let's grab the DSP here. We're going to put some adhesive on it, and we're going to put it all the way around the circle here because we want that to stay flat when we put it on our card. And I'm going to put a little strip right here. And then we are going to put this down, get the waves where we want it. I'm actually keeping it above the paper. I don't want to attach the designer series paper just yet. I think I'm going to move it over just a little bit. Now, one thing, I made that white piece of cardstock about 1/2 inch shorter and narrower, I mean. So that way, this designer series paper is larger, so I can move it around. It's okay that that's not centered because nobody's going to see that. You want to get that wave right where you want it. So now we're going to grab a piece of Night of Navy. This one is a 4 by 5 1/4 inch piece. We'll get some adhesive on here. And I'm going to even put some right here. Put this down like so. Just get it right in the middle. Now we're going to grab our stork. Let's turn him over. And we're going to put a couple regular size dimensionals down here where the planks are, or the posts are. I'm going to grab a couple mini dimensionals. I'm going to put one right up here where it's a little narrower, and that should make it so that stays up just fine. I'm going to grab my Take Your Pick tool. And then we will put this guy right about here. Okay. That looks pretty good, so I'll push him down. Now this I'm going to put on with dimensionals also. But first we're going to take some twine. This is a 24-inch piece, and I folded it in half. This is from the Fan Baker's twine that's in the mini catalog, and this is actually one of my thank you gifts in March. So if you want to check out my thank you gifts, when you order from me, I've got little gifts that I give you. This is one of them, and these beautiful Waves Rhinestones are one of the gifts also. So make sure you click on my thank you gifts link below, and you can find out how you can get those gifts. And if you place more than one order in March, I add all of your orders in March to figure out all the gifts that you get. So make sure you check that out. So we're going to take this label here, going to take the twine, put it down from the top down. And I think it is a little easier to do the loop, only because you don't have to hold on to two strands. And then bring this up like this, okay? Now, before we wrap this around, what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn this over. I wanted this to be popped up too. So I'm going to bring in my mini dimensionals again. I want to keep that twine near the middle. And we are going to put dimensionals here. I'm going to put one on each end here on the top and one in the middle. And then we're going to do the same thing down here at the bottom. So put one down here. We don't want to attach the twine because we want that to be able to move, and you'll understand that here in just a minute. Okay, so that you want the twine to stay in the middle. Now we'll go ahead and take the paper backing off. Like so. Oh, looks like I didn't pick up that one. Let's grab that one. Okay, so making sure that that twine is still off of the dimensionals. I'm going to turn this around. And I'm going to put it about, let's see, let's do it about right here. I want to have a little bit of designer series paper showing over here. And he's going to overlap that stork just a little bit. That's exactly what I want. And then this still moves around because we didn't put any dimensionals on it. So we're going to wrap this around like so. Get these about even down here. And then we're going to tie a knot here. And we want the knot to be in this little opening right here in the label. So just do this. And do one more knot. And there we go. Now, I'm going to take my scissors. I'm going to trim and make them a little shorter. And this will also take off that little loop. I just kept it together as a loop so we didn't have two separate strands to hold on to. It's just that one, they're still attached. And then I'm going to take these two, and separate them a little bit. And do the same down here, separate those. There, and I like it better when you use 2 to 3, even more. Usually I do 2 or 3 strands around it. I just think it looks a lot better since the twine's narrow. I like to have that look. So now let's go ahead and grab our card base. This is a 5.5 by 8.5 of Pool Party cardstock. You're going to line up each corner like so. Grab your bone folder. Get that little crease on there. Oop, I got a piece of ribbon from a long time ago. And then we're going to attach this to the card base. So get some in each corner. I'm going to make sure I have some on each side of that twine. There we go. And then a little bit right here. And this will just go right here in the center of the card base. And then looks like we're done, but we're not. We got to put those beautiful rhinestones on here. So what I decided to use, I'm using some of the blue ones down here and some different colors. I'm going to grab the putty side of my tool. I'm going to grab one of these here and put it up here. And let's grab a small one. Let's do a light one next to that. And then let's grab one of these here, one of the big light ones. And now we'll do a small, darker one, I think. And put it right here. So I thought that just set it off. Putting those, you can definitely put more on. But that's all I put on mine. And now we've got our little piece here that we're going to put on the inside. Don't want to forget that guy. Remember my little mistake, but that's why we have 2 sides of cardstock. Nobody will know because it's attached. And we'll put this on the inside. So I hope you enjoyed making this card. I really am happy with how this turned out. This is going to be a lot of fun coming up with this class. And if you missed the beginning of the video, make sure you look down below and click on my online class link below. And I'll tell you everything about the 3 different options you have to choose from in my class. And you have until March 12th to pre-order it. And the complete class is the best deal when you get the bundle, which is the dies and the stamps, and you'll get the paper and stuff that you need to make your cards. And with the complete class, you also get the cardstock and the ribbon and stuff absolutely free. Now, if you'd like to stamp with me again, just click on the subscribe link below, and then when the bell icon pops up, click on that and select all. That way YouTube will notify you every time I upload a video. Now, if you live in the United States and do not have a demonstrator of your own, I would love to be yours. And here are the 2 current catalogs that are available right now. This is the annual catalog and the January to June mini catalog. And I'd be happy to send out your first set absolutely free. Just click on that contact me link below and send me your mailing address. It'll get mailed out to you right away. So we'll look at the card one more time. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you'll join me in my next video. And please support my channel by giving me a thumbs up or commenting below. I really appreciate it. See you later, guys. Bye.